This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. It is a Thursday morning, and I'm Stephanie Roberts. Thanks for joining us this morning. Ray Collins continues to have some time off, but First Alert meteorologist John Scalzi is with us this morning, and I was almost sorry to hear it, but I heard driving in from Tampa this morning that the average high temperature for this time of year should be in the mid, maybe upper 80s. Really?
86, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't think we've been below 90 in a week, 2 weeks?
Decades.
Except when it rains,
decades it feels
months.
like.
Seriously, gosh.
I know. We had 91 again yesterday, and today we'll probably hit the 90 mark again. The good news is I think this will probably be coming to an end thanks to a little bit more cloud cover and a few more showers around as we head into the weekend. So I guess it's kind of a yin and yang thing. Do you want the rain showers and clouds to cool things down, or do you want the sunny skies and warm temperatures? I don't know, toss-up, I guess. We have over on the other coast, you can see kind of an increase in the rain showers over there near Freeport. You can see some big clusters of showers moving in over there. That is all part of a kind of a tropical wave, low-pressure area that'll be moving south of the state of Florida, enhancing our rainfall chances for the weekend. But currently, things are pretty quiet here on the Suncoast. Satellite view showing a lot of sunshine in store for you this morning and through the afternoon. A few fair weather clouds building, but then I think by tomorrow, we start to cloud up just a little bit. That, of course, cutting down on the sunshine, which then, of course, cuts down on the heating of the day. Our daytime high today, again, warm, coming in near the 90-degree mark. We'll put in that little 10% chance of a shower. There was an isolated shower or two around yesterday in Manatee County, particularly around the mouth of Tampa Bay. But otherwise, most of us didn't see any rain, and most of us will not see rain again today. We'll have that complete weekend forecast coming up in a few. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, John. Looking forward to that. In our top story this morning at 5:02, parking on Siesta Key has become an ongoing issue for tourists and residents. Sarasota County commissioners discussed some of the ways this problem could be handled during a workshop, and ABC 7's Rick Adams has details.
Well, parking on Siesta Key, especially here at Siesta Beach, can be a headache, especially during the season. Right now, Sarasota County commissioners are looking at some possible solutions. At times, finding a parking spot on Siesta Key can be next to impossible year-round and definitely during the busy season.
Everybody wants to go to the #1 beach in the nation and experience it, and there's, it brings with it cars and traffic and congestion, and we're trying to find solutions to that.
Some of the solutions from a comprehensive study that Carolyn Brown presented to Sarasota County commissioners on Wednesday include paid parking, park and ride, a ferry service, bike sharing, and regular bus routes. Vice Chair Nancy Dietert says the park and ride is one solution that could work, but she isn't completely sold on paying for parking.
I don't live on the Key, so I'm not a big fan of charging for parking. The surprising news is that people who do live on the Key want us to charge for parking.
For Jamie Luthold and her husband William, they visit Siesta Key a few times a year. She says that parking is a little challenging during the season and sometimes even off-season, but she tells us it just takes a little riding around to find a spot. They're both not fans of paid parking.
I think paid parking would take away from just the convenience and the fact it would be a little bit more stressful. A park and ride might not be all that bad if it was maybe at no cost.
And Sarasota County commissioners tell us they will continue to talk about this parking issue and explore some of the solutions. Reporting from Siesta Key, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Venice police are now investigating a domestic disturbance and arson. Police were called to a home on Elaine Street last night where officers say Melvin Duane attacked a woman at the home. When police arrived, they say Duane had left. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office K-9 unit and the helicopter were called in. Duane was found several hours later.
As we were dealing with him, we saw fire trucks going by, and we learned later that there was a fire at the residence. And there was a pile of clothes burning that had been ignited, which ultimately ignited the vehicle parked in the driveway.
The state fire marshal is now investigating that fire. A local developer who had hoped to build a complex on Knights Trail in Venice is backing out. The developer had requested that the city of Venice waive utilities, permits, and the impact fee. In total, the developer wanted a break of over $7 million. But the city was unable to grant any of those waivers because Venice taxpayers would have been stuck with the bill. Many local homeowners were concerned about the plan.
Waiving the impact fees, there was about $7.6 million for this one project that could have been waived.
The project has been withdrawn. No word yet if another affordable housing project will be suggested. The Sarasota County Jail is almost at capacity. But the issue is not a higher crime rate in our community. Instead, it is drug addicts who are serving longer felony sentences. Sheriff Tom Knight presented the issue to county commissioners this week. The solution is either to build a new jail, estimated to cost about $80 million, or reduce the number of inmates. Sheriff Knight says he supports creating diversion recovery programs that would help the repeat drug offenders get help and stay out of jail. Knight estimates a rehab program could free up about 100 beds. There are already similar programs in place to help convicted criminals get back on their feet after committing misdemeanor crimes.
We have a safe community. Our crime keeps dropping, so these programs are working. We're not seeing any impact by doing diversion programs. And at the end of the day, we have over 930 people in the jail, and it's cheaper to do the programs in diversion than it is to build a jail.
Commissioners say they are open to the idea of sentences that involve less jail time and more recovery time. Each commissioner plans to meet with the sheriff one-on-one to talk about these options. The fronds on some palm trees in our area are becoming discolored. Agriculture officials say it's because of a new disease killing our trees. It's called the Texas Phoenix palm decline. It was first identified in trees in Sarasota and Tampa in 2006, affecting Phoenix palm tree species. The disease spreads naturally to trees by sap-feeding insects like plant hoppers. Now, if trees show a majority of discolored or dead leaves because of the disease, the trees need to be removed to prevent it from spreading. Landscapers can protect trees with antibiotic injections, but some plant experts say the source of healthy trees just begins with some TLC.
The biggest thing is care of the tree. Like any insect or any disease, the healthier the tree, just like us, I try to humanize things. The healthier you are, the more you're able to fight these things.
Currently, there is no known cure for the disease. A new medical marijuana clinic will open this month in Northport. It's a cannabis physician's office that specializes in helping patients get evaluations and recommendations for medical marijuana. By the end of last month, over 36,000 Floridians had registered for medical marijuana. Medical marijuana treatment clinics in Florida has tens of other clinics already registered around the state. And soon we will likely see medical marijuana treatment centers and cannabis dispensing facilities popping up in Northport. Northport commissioners approved the facilities in the meeting yesterday. This was an extension of their decision in March, which allowed these types of centers to operate within city limits. Commissioners also clarified the rules so that they are in line with the state, which requires a 500-foot buffer from schools. The first medical marijuana treatment center in Northport will open October 19th. A disaster recovery center will open today for 4 days in Englewood to help Florida storm survivors. The shelter will offer in-person support to individuals and small business owners. A registration process is required, and it will also require your insurance policies and bank information. To register, you can call the hotline. That number is on the screen. It's the FEMA hotline number, or you can also download the FEMA app. Sarasota County passed an ordinance in 2016 that requires residents to maintain the rights-of-way adjacent to their property, although there are exceptions. ABC 7's Haley Wilgus explains.
This is how deep this is here. My lawnmower absolutely could not go in there. Absolutely not.
The sections of land surrounding Susan Kirkwood's home on 47th Street are not on her property. That land is owned by Sarasota County. But because of a code ordinance passed in 2016, she is now in charge of maintaining it.
I'm absolutely furious. You know, I don't think it's right. I think they should really maintain all of the county property that we all pay taxes for. You know, that part of our property tax is to maintain county property.
And besides principle, Kirkwood says she physically can't mow the land with the equipment she has.
I have a riding mower, and there's no way that my ditch is steep enough that my mower would tip over if I tried to mow my ditch.
Since it can be hard to tell on camera, Kirkwood volunteered to walk into the ditch to show us its depth.
It's kind of nerve-wracking with the lawnmower that's on that weird angle, so.
The ordinance allows certain land to be declared in unusual condition, which means it can't be reasonably maintained by the owner or occupant. Residents can file a written petition to exempt the area and have it maintained by the county after an on-site inspection and approval.
I called and no one called me back to even send me a package or whatever I need to do, fill out an application or whatever needs to happen. Nobody returned my calls.
Kirkwood decided to send a message to Sarasota County through a sign in her yard, which she says hasn't helped. We contacted county representatives who said they do have a recent voicemail from Kirkwood and they are looking into her individual case. They sent us this statement. In 2016, the Sarasota County Commission approved a change to the mowing level of service in some residential areas following extensive public outreach. The responsibility of maintaining the rights-of-way along residential roadways was transferred to adjacent property owners. This change is consistent with existing practices within the cities of Sarasota, Venice, and Northport, and has resulted in savings of more than $500,000 per year. If you have county land adjacent to your property that you're unable to maintain, you can fill out a mowing exemption request on the Public Works section of scgov.net.
Furious with the county that they would allow this to get like this.
County representatives say they will work with Kirkwood to get her issue resolved. Haley Wilkes, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
An exhibit that shows the human side of war and combat is now on display at the Ringling Museum of Art in Sarasota. The exhibit is titled Aftermath: The Fallout of War, America and the Middle East. It includes photography and video art created in response to the conflicts that have erupted in the Middle East over the past 15 years. The 90 photographs and 2 videos create conversation starters for sure about people who have been caught up in the aftermath of war in Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Lebanon, and other Mideast countries.
With the Syrian refugee crisis, this was also something that brought the visibility of refugees and what's happening to people to the fore. And I felt like as a curator, I had something to say from deep within myself that I wanted to share with people.
You can check out this exhibit starting Sunday, and it will run through January 21st. Today, United Way will host their annual Day of Caring. It takes place this morning from 9 to 11. Nearly 2,000 volunteers will rally to take on a variety of service projects across the Suncoast. The event hopes to aid service agencies that might not have the manpower or resources available to get things done. Tasks to be completed include building computer network systems, painting, or even just pulling some weeds. The value of the donated work is estimated to be around $250,000. It amounts to more than 9,200 hours or 230 weeks of work in just one day. If you're interested, head over to the American Red Cross Center that is on Cantu Court in Sarasota. And it's just amazing once you know, a couple of hours a time equals years and years of work when everybody does it together.
Yeah, it's really incredible. It's like, I don't understand how they put up Habitat for Humanity puts up those houses in a weekend almost.
Because so many people are there.
Yeah,
it just shows what can happen when we come together.
It's nice. We're looking at some pleasant weather today to get out there and volunteer. We're looking at probably very little chance of rainfall once again, similar to yesterday. Talk about that in a sec.
And still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, we will see from Linda Carson what Suncoast theaters are rolling out in her edition of In the Spotlight. What's coming up a little later, heartbreaking scenes from the California wildfires and how fire departments are struggling. Stay with us.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons: leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Thank you! Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile, and in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
Did Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Watch your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Well, dew points continue to creep down just a little bit. Some of the drier air aloft that has moved in and kind of shut down our rain machine has worked its way down to the surface, and that kind of frictional movement from the skies down to the ground have led to dew points now that are hugging the 70-degree mark. So that's kind of nice, actually. It allows our daytime temperature, our morning temperatures rather, to drop a little bit further. And so 2 days ago we were in the upper 70s. Today we're in the low 70s, and who knows, maybe over the course of the next couple of hours we may actually dip down into dew points in the upper 60s. Wouldn't that be nice? Over the course of today, I think we'll probably continue to see those little bit lower dew points and consequently a little bit more comfortable daytime feels-like temperatures, factoring in the humidity with daytime highs. North-northeast winds coming in at about 3, the more northerly component to the wind, responsible for some of that drier air that we're feeling around here. That in combination with that kind of frictional movement of the drier air aloft coming down to the surface, all adding up to be a kind of a nice start to the day. 69 degrees, Mayaca City, 69 in Wauchula, 70 in Arcadia, Punta Gorda, 71 in Northport, Boca Grande coming in at 74 degrees, 71 in Venice, Bradenton at 72, and 69 degrees in Parrish. So this really dry air that has been around for the last couple of days and kind of reduced our rain chances to just isolated little showers is coming to an end. And it's coming to an end because of a mass of moisture back to the east of us, which is gradually drifting toward the state of Florida. It's a long plume of moisture, so it won't be a one-day event. It'll probably be a 4 or 5 day moistening of the atmosphere. And it's going to do a couple of things. One, it's going to kind of bump up our nighttime temperatures just a little bit, but it will also reduce our daytime highs because we're going to add a little extra cloud cover into the picture. We won't have these pristine blue skies like we had yesterday, but we will have a little bit cooler afternoons. Across our region right now, everything is very nice for your morning commute. No rain showers in progress. Don't expect any this morning either. Should be dry. In fact, should be dry this evening as well. Across the United States today, big ridge of high pressure producing mostly tame conditions across most of the United States this morning. An area of low pressure driving up to the north and to the east, producing some New York showers as far as south as probably the Del Mar, but we'll see some showers today as well. But all of that lifting northward up toward New England. The frontal boundary itself kind of draped over parts of Florida in the process of falling apart and washing away. High pressure bridging over that brings us a nice easterly wind flow to northeasterly wind flow again today and for the next several days. And this little trough of low pressure moving across the bottom tip of the state, increasing our rain chances significantly as we head into Saturday and Sunday particularly. So mostly sunny skies today, low rain chances, and then lower humidity. There's that plume of moisture, which will be impacting our weather. There's Ophelia, still a good distance away. We'll talk about her in just a moment. She's actually increased in intensity just a little bit. It's a formidable Cat 1. Looking at a wind that will surge this afternoon out of the northeast at about 10 to 15. And the forecast calling for dry and hot for several days. And then rain chances bumping up over the weekend. Talk about it in a few more minutes. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. In the spotlight this morning at 5:20, Suncoast area theaters are rolling out their opening shows for the season, and the West Coast Black Theater starts the season with a multi-Tony award-winning production of In the Heights. ABC 7's Linda Carson takes a look.
In the Heights will make for a lively evening.
It's going to be a phenomenal party overall.
It's a musical with a hip-hop beat and Latin-infused rhythm.
It's a celebration of culture, family, heritage, discovering of oneself.
It takes place in Washington Heights in Manhattan, a place where both Michael Mendez and Jim Weaver have lived.
It's about the people in the neighborhood and the change, the shift that's going on for them. Gentrification, rents going up, things becoming more expensive, and people having to deal with that.
It's a time of turmoil and changing times.
During this change of time, we experience, family, love, and one of the themes of the show is patience and faith.
It's a musical and a drama telling a great story.
Everything is interwoven, and the choreography comes out of the exuberance of the emotions of what they're feeling at that moment.
One song is called 96,000.
96,000! Where one of the characters in the show wins the lottery number. It's a big event, and everybody's just like fantasizing what they would do with such an amount of money.
And even if you've never lived in Washington Heights, the characters will remind you of people you know.
Anyone can relate to the folks that you'll see in the neighborhood. You know, the young upstart, the loving, nurturing grandmother figure, the long relationship couple having some issues that they're trying to deal with.
And what he wants you to take away from the play?
Well, I hope people see the story for the honesty that it presents to them, the love, which is the ultimate message of the piece, just everyone getting together and celebrating.
In the Heights at the West Coast Black Theater Troupe is going to be October 14th through November 19th. And you'd better get your tickets now. This is a great show, and those tickets are going to be hard to get. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Linda. Still to come on Good Morning Suncoast. If you ever wanted to read your Kindle, maybe while lounging in the pool or walking in the rain, well, Amazon has a new one, and it has a bigger screen. Plus, coming up at 5:30, more on the LSU hazing scandal and what the likely charges will be. Stay with us.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows. Listen to this important message. If you owe money to the IRS, you will want to hear this. The IRS is cracking down on those who owe back taxes. They send out devastating letters, garnish paychecks, and even put liens on your home or business. You may have heard of it. It's called enforced compliance. Penalties and interest compound daily on your back taxes, putting you under a mountain of debt. Tax 10,000 has years of experience connecting people with tax resolution specialists who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, they will handle all the necessary forms and can negotiate a tax settlement with the IRS. It's that simple. And if you qualify, you may end up saving thousands of dollars, finally ending your financial stress. Now is the time for a fresh start. Now is the time to call Tax 10,000. 800-699-3188. That's 800-699-3188. Call now.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
It's 5:25, and Disney's Movies Anywhere setup can now link you to the movie libraries of 4 other major studios. That covers more than 7,300 titles at your disposal. ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have the details in this morning's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, 4 Hollywood studios are joining our parent company Disney in launching the Movies Anywhere service today.
Using a free app and website, users can now access more than 7,300 movies from Disney, Fox, Sony, Universal, and Warner Brothers through their TVs, computers, and mobile devices.
Amazon celebrating 10 years of its Kindle e-reader with its first waterproof version and its largest ever 7-inch screen.
The new Kindle Oasis also features a bigger battery, providing up to 6 weeks of reading time. Prices for the new bathtub-ready Kindle start at $250. And Nintendo appears to be leaving clues about a new Game Boy.
Yeah, trademark has been filed in Japan, featuring a picture of the original console. Although it does not mention Game Boy Classic by name, it does cover certain programs and storage for electronic game machines.
Will it have Tetris?
We need that commercial, too. Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Bright House Financial.
Volatile markets, something we all think about as we head into retirement. It's why Bright House Financial is committed to help protect what you've earned and ensure it lasts. Introducing Shield Annuities, a line of products that allow you to take advantage of growth opportunities while maintaining a level of protection in down markets, so you can head into retirement with confidence. Talk with your advisor about Shield Annuities from Bright House Financial, established by MetLife.
I'm Joy Bauer, and as a nutritionist, I know probiotics can often help. Try Digestive Advantage. It's tougher than your stomach's harsh environment, so it survives 100 times better than the leading probiotic. Get the Digestive Advantage.
I'm lucky to get through a shift without a disaster. My bargain detergent couldn't keep up, so I switched to Tide Pods. They're super concentrated, so I get a better clean.
#1 trusted, #1 awarded. It's gotta be Tide.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life, you miss precious moments. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye and over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. Our simple 3-step process begins with a free evaluation, followed by an extensive preoperative exam to determine if you're a candidate for LASIK eye surgery. Depending on the results of your evaluation and eye exam, you and your surgeon will choose the LASIK option that works best for you. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation. That's a $100 value, free. Call the LASIK Vision Institute for your free evaluation and enjoy more of your life.
Call 1-800-813-0109. 1-800-813-0109.
What if you had a medical emergency away from home?
My chest hurts. I can't breathe.
What you need is Mobile Help, America's premier mobile medical alert system. Most systems only work at home, but with Mobile Help, you get help outside the home with coverage nationwide on one of the largest cellular networks at the press of a button. Call the number on your screen for a free full-color brochure. We'll send you everything you need, including this base station, the patented mobile device, and the waterproof pendant and wrist button. You can also add the fall button that automatically detects falls and signals help. Call today and receive a risk-free 30-day trial. There is no equipment to buy and no long-term contract. For a limited time, you will also receive a free emergency key box with your planned purchase. Remember, Mobile Help keeps you safe coast to coast.
Call 1-800-916-8638. That's 1-800-916-8638.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
In 2017, the average premium was $525 per month. For 2018, it's going to be $725 per month, which is a 38.1% increase.
The cost of health care is increasing every year. The monthly cost, the deductibles all going up. Why, and can anything be done about it? I'm Alan Cohn. We don't charge you a copay at the Trapezoid.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. The ABC 7 First Alert Hurricane Guide arms you with vital information when severe weather threatens the Suncoast. Visit mysuncoast.com and download yours today.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, the Golden State is on fire as more property and lives are lost. We'll have an update from California. Plus, the president is expected to decertify the Iran nuclear deal as early as Friday. We'll tell you how critics are responding. And SpaceX has another incredible launch right here in Florida. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning. It is 5:31 on a Thursday morning. I'm Stephanie Roberts. Ray Collins has the day off. We'll check on our headlines in just a moment. But first, let's talk to First Alert meteorologist John Scalzi about what's happening in our area. And I'll tell you, John, when we see those pictures out of California, it makes you not want to complain about some heat and humidity here, because some scary stuff from Mother Nature there.
Isn't that true? Some of those neighborhoods look like an atomic bomb went off.
It does.
Just
it's amazing.
Scoured the landscape. Yeah, it's awful. Hopefully they'll get a handle on that again today. We have possibly some slightly improved weather for firefighters out there this morning. Slightly less wind than predicted, so hopefully that will aid them. But over the weekend, it looks like winds are going to be picking up once again. So bad situation there. But great weather today here on the Suncoast, and a very sunny condition here in the Weather Center because we have a new weather watcher. Cooper is joining us now. Cooper from Fruitville and Honore reports in with 72 degrees and some pretty quiet conditions outside. We have a few scattered showers down in the southern tip of the state. That's all part of a stream of moisture, plume that extends well out into the Atlantic waters. That will gradually be increasing the moisture supply for our area and enhancing rainfall chances as we head into the weekend. But for today, we stay on the dry side of average with only an isolated shower possible. Daytime high temperatures will, of course, respond accordingly, and it'll be another warm one. There's that plume of moisture. You can see cloud cover will be on the increase tomorrow, I think. We'll look for today only about a 10% chance of an isolated shower with daytime highs up near 90. Complete forecast coming up in just a few.
All right, thank you, John. It is 5:33 and topping our news this morning, the latest on the California wildfires. Several days after powerful winds spread more than a dozen wildfires across Northern California, firefighters are still struggling to contain those fast-moving blazes. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the latest.
22 fires are still burning in California, pushing firefighters to their limits, unable to gain control of the flames as they battle against the wind.
We're trying to make a path for it so it comes up to that path and then stops.
The numbers are staggering. Over 170,000 acres, roughly 4 times the size of D.C., have burned. Over 20,000 people displaced. Over 3,500 structures damaged or destroyed. Residents who have been able to return to their homes are finding there's nothing left.
Everybody's house is gone.
But this Iraq War veteran did find one cherished item he came looking for.
Your personal dog tags?
Yeah, the ones I deployed with. They're like all burned up now.
Wow.
After I deployed, I gave them to my dad, and he had them hanging in his man cave.
In the heart of wine country, officials went door to door in Calistoga County, urging residents to get out.
Everybody says it's the wind that's going to come our way, and we, might end up losing the house.
The wine industry in California employs hundreds of thousands, and right now it's too early to estimate the damage these fires have done to the $50 billion a year industry.
This is where all the wines were made and fermented.
And while most of these fires are burning in the northern part of the state, several fires have broken out further south, closing major highways around Los Angeles.
We're in the middle of a red flag warning right now. That's the highest possible alert issued by the National Weather Service. And firefighters have been up against a fierce fight overnight as they try to stop devastation like this from happening in any other neighborhoods. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Santa Rosa, California.
Las Vegas police are responding to a new timeline of the massacre at the Mandalay Bay Resort. The timeline states that the shooter, Stephen Paddock, had 6 minutes to prepare after security was advised of the situation. Paddock then fired on the concert crowd for 10 minutes until he ceased fire. Then there was another 2 minutes until SWAT team arrived. Las Vegas Metropolitan Police assert that they handled the situation as best they could.
So it may condense smaller. It may be less than 6 minutes when it's all done. But let's not get wrapped around the axle on that. I think it's important for people to understand no matter what that timeline is, the response was as quick as possible, and I don't think the response could have been any faster.
Police are also saying a motive has still not been made clear, and they are reporting tips and leads from the FBI. 10 people are now facing charges in the hazing death of an LSU student. Campus police say that one of the 10 arrested, 19-year-old Matthew Alexander Naquin, will be charged with negligent homicide. 18-year-old Maxwell Groover died from acute alcohol poisoning in September. He was a pledge with the Phi Delta Theta fraternity and part of a hazing ritual that forced him to drink excessive amounts of alcohol. If convicted of hazing, the 10 suspects face a maximum of 30 days in jail and expulsion from LSU. The attorneys are hoping to downplay their role in Groover's death.
Hazing is not being charged with the murder or the death, and I think that's something that really needs to be kept in perspective. Is the individuals that are being charged with hazing are not being charged with his death.
Naquin will likely face a maximum of 5 years in jail if he is found guilty of negligent homicide. President Trump turned his attention to tax reform during an event in Pennsylvania Wednesday, telling the crowd that they would win under his tax plan and that it would help the middle class and boost the economy, all while focusing on international policies. ABC's Lana Zach has that story.
As the president campaigned for his tax deal,
we want lower taxes, bigger paychecks.
He also hinted at a major foreign policy change.
I'll also be announcing, as you know, my statement and what we'll be doing with respect to the Iran deal, speaking of badly negotiated deals, okay?
ABC News has learned the president is expected to decertify the Iran deal as early as Friday. But Democrats and some Republicans disagree, saying it's the best way to get international inspectors into those nuclear sites.
As flawed as the deal is, I believe we must now enforce the hell out of it.
Earlier in the day, the president vented his frustration with an NBC report that claimed U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson called the president a moron after he suggested increasing the U.S. nuclear stockpiles.
I never discussed increasing it. I want it in perfect shape. That was just fake news by NBC.
The president going further on Twitter, suggesting NBC and others could lose their ability to broadcast, tweeting, with all the fake news coming out of NBC and the networks, at what point is it appropriate to challenge their license? Bad for country. In response, FCC Commissioner Jessica Rosenworcel tweeted, "Not how it works," and "Freedom of the press is a cornerstone of our democracy. Hope my @FCC colleagues can all be on the same page with respect to the First Amendment."
And the president's words now has Republican Senator Ben Sasse asking, quote, "Mr. President, are you recanting the oath you took on January 20th to preserve, protect, and defend the First Amendment?" Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
Toxic waste sites in Texas that were flooded or damaged when Hurricane Harvey struck the region weeks ago are still a concern. The EPA approved a $115 million cleanup plan this week for one of those sites. A spot of water near Houston was put on the EPA's Superfund list almost a decade ago. Well, yesterday its cleanup was approved, and it was finally Harvey's floods that gave it priority status. One sample of the lake showed toxic levels 3,000 times the allowable amount, and the clusters of neighborhoods near the area have filed lawsuits blaming the toxic water for cancer.
A lot of friends that have died, and on one block, 5 people died of cancer.
This is the greatest day in the history of this long battle and in the future because of what it means not just to the San Jacinto River, but Galveston Bay.
The cleanup will involve damming off the contaminated area, draining it, excavating it, and clearing out the river mud. The estimated cost, $115 million, to be paid by the two companies being held responsible. Governor Rick Scott is in Washington discussing post-Hurricane Irma relief efforts. Scott and the bipartisan congressional delegation discussed the need to maximize federal resources to help our state recover. The meeting was hosted by Congressman Vern Buchanan and Alcee Hastings, co-chairs of the 29-member Florida delegation, and it focused on Florida's citrus industry, which accounted for more than $760 million in agricultural losses. SpaceX successfully launched a Falcon rocket from Kennedy Space Center. It's the third time the private company has successfully launched a satellite into space on a previously used rocket. Wednesday's launch carried a satellite for a Luxembourg-based company. The satellite is designed to boost HD and Ultra HD channel reception for North America. After delivering the payload, the rocket returned to a SpaceX barge in the Atlantic Ocean. The reusable rocket was previously used in February to launch cargo for the International Space Station. Check out this incredible video from NASA astronaut Randy Bresnik. Bresnik posted the time lapse showing lightning flashes from space. The flashes were spotted as the International Space Station flew over the California coastline. Wow.
Cool, huh?
It's amazing to think so many millions of miles above you can still see the lightning there.
Yeah, well, you know what? They've got a new instrument up there that's kind of mapping that out. They're trying to get a better handle on the radiation and the energy that's released by lightning strikes. Billions of lightning strikes a year.
Yeah, and if you can harness that,
yeah,
that's a good
that'd
thing.
Be nice if you could. Yeah, that'd be great. We are looking at harnessing some warm temperatures again today, again near the 90-degree mark. We'll talk about that in a sec.
Okay, and also coming up, the latest on non-traditional therapy and what it means for helping patients of all ages heal in Health Smart.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Our accredited staff will handle all of the Medicare paperwork for free, and best of all, your brace is shipped directly to your home for free. Don't let chronic lower back pain slow you down. Get moving and stay active with a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost. We also accept Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, Aetna, Humana, and other insurance. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare? Find out for free.
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-715-0835. That's 1-800-715-0835, 1-800-715-0835.
You love your couch and want to protect it from spills, food, and scratching, shedding pets. Introducing Couch Coat, the reversible, washable quilted cover that protects your couch. Shield against spills. Wow! Stop stains and dirty pet paws and sharp claws. Plus, it's reversible with 2 stylish colors. Guaranteed to fit any couch up to 92 inches or your money back. It even has covers to protect armrests. Machine washable too.
My grandkids destroy
destroy everything. But with Couch Coat, my couch is always protected, looking as good as it did the day I bought it.
Get your couch coat for just $19.99. And it's reversible in brown and cream, like 2 couch coats for the price of 1. Order right now and you can double your offer. Get a second couch coat. Just pay a separate fee. Order right now.
Call 1-800-943-0710 to get your couch coat. Call now or go to couchcoat.com. So call 1-800-943-0710. That's 1-800-943-0710. Call now.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights. Meteorologist John Scalzi.
71 degree the air temperature, but the dew point down to 70 now. Feels pretty comfortable outside compared to the last several days. Yesterday was even a little bit drier than the day before, and today a little drier than yesterday. And that's kind of a nice trend. I think as we head into the next several days, we'll start to crank up that dew point just a little bit, but increased cloud cover will keep our temperatures down as well. So it'll feel a little bit more humid, but at least the daytime highs won't be quite as warm as they will be today. We have a north-northeast wind helping with those lower dew points, and temperatures across the region are comfortable. 70 Wauchula, Arcadia, 69 degrees Mayaca, 71 Northport, 70 in Punta Gorda, Boca Grande at 74, Parrish at 71, so is Bradenton coming in at 71, and then Venice at 71 as well. So across the region, across the state of Florida, pretty dry conditions leading to very little in the way of any kind of rainfall chance. Now, your eye may be immediately drawn to these echoes that are down off the coast of southeast Florida. Those are associated with a little trough of low pressure, kind of a plume of moisture that extends well out into the Atlantic. That little plume of moisture is going to aid in upping our rain chances. As we head into the weekend, particularly Saturday, Sunday, even Monday and Tuesday, you're going to have enhanced rainfall chances compared to what we are today, where we are today, and where we have been over the last several days. So we'll see our rain chances, quadruple as we head into Saturday, I think, compared to what we'll see today. Not much in the way of any radar echoes anywhere across west central Florida at this hour, and your morning commute will be absolutely rain-free. Don't expect to see any showers there. In fact, even on the drive home tonight, I don't expect to see a lot in the way of rain. Big ridge of high pressure, cool high pressure actually, sinking downwards towards areas of Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, back through to Louisiana, into Indiana, Illinois, producing some chillier than average temperatures. A big drop for them over the last 24 hours. That'll all come to an end as they heat back up again by this weekend. The frontal boundary that brought that cooler air kind of stalled out over North Florida right now, in the process of eventually just falling apart. Unfortunately, that is not the cold front that's going to bring us that first October cool down. Now, maybe by the end of next week, we might have a little bit of cooler air working its way in. It still won't be a vigorous or powerful cold front, but it may knock 3 or 4 degrees off our daytime high temperatures. There's our little area of low pressure, this tropical wave, this plume of moisture that will enhance our rainfall chances. Until then, a northeasterly wind flow continues, maybe shifting a little more easterly as we head into the weekend, but still dry air again for us today. Sunny skies, low rain chance, and again today, slightly lower humidity. Very similar to yesterday, we'll be looking at some fairly pleasant conditions. So there's that plume of moisture that I was talking about that will enhance weekend rain chances. The state of Florida, and far away from that, Ophelia. Ophelia, almost 3,000 miles away for us, has 85-mile-an-hour winds right now. Significant. Moving to the northeast at about 3, may become a player in Ireland's weather as we head into the weekend. This is about next Monday or Tuesday, moving just off the coast of Great Britain. So that's kind of an impressive storm for them. I think they'll have some pretty strong wave action along their coastline. Northeast wind coming in at about 10 to 15. That'll bring you a light to building moderate chop later in the day. And the forecast calls for several dry days, warm days, followed by increased cloud cover, better rain chances, and slightly cooler weather. Back to you.
In this hour's Health Smart, a growing nonprofit in Maine is using a non-traditional therapy to treat patients of all ages. Morgan Sturdivant shows us how hippotherapy is just as heartwarming as it is helpful.
I can't wait till Wednesday.
There's just some type of magic that you can't get from
anything else than horses.
There's no telling how far back the bond between humans and horses goes. For Aunt Allie, it goes back to her childhood.
I've had horses for 20 odd years now.
She says having horses helped build her confidence through the years.
I was kind of a shy kid.
Now she's helping others through hippotherapy, a technique that uses the movement of horses to help others with physical, occupational, or speech therapies.
Who would have thought that, you know, a horse and just the natural thing that a horse does could be so beneficial to the human?
Wonderful. She's partnered with Heather Anderson, a physical therapist, to form Whispering Pines Equine Alliance. Anderson says the motions used can be more beneficial than anything she can do at her practice.
It's amazing to see the entire process happen.
They're expanding to open a year-round arena to help kids like Noah.
Noah was diagnosed at 4 with Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
His mom says there is no cure and no treatment.
It's kind of heartbreaking, but he's changed a lot, you know, with being around the horses, being around the people.
And Zoe.
I think it has really helped.
She has a muscular condition that makes her prone to falling and says hippotherapy helps with every step.
I think it's helped my motor skills and made me stay more balanced.
Some days those steps are so hard for her.
Last week she had a fall that ended up sending us to the emergency room.
But those days get overshadowed by days like this one.
Oh my God, she's doing it. Once they get to working with the horses, the transformation that happens with them, it's really amazing to watch. This can really change your life.
And now we know that hippotherapy means horses, not hippos. Great to see that. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, we will update your top local news headlines. And could this be the car we all drive in the future? We'll tell you about the crazy concept car after this.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Watch your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. AND services.com.
It is 5:55 on a Thursday morning, and here are some of the top stories we're following for you on the Suncoast today. Parking on Siesta Key is an ongoing issue for tourists and residents. Sarasota County commissioners are now looking at new ways the problem can be solved during a workshop. Plus, a local developer who had hoped to build a complex on Knights Trail in Venice for affordable housing is now backing out. And the Sarasota County Jail is almost at capacity, but the issue is not a higher crime rate. It's drug addicts who are serving longer felony sentences, and changes are being discussed. Finally this morning, could this be the car of the future? Automaker Renault seems to think so. The concept, nicknamed Float, won a recent design contest put on by the car company. It's a hovering vehicle. It's non-directional in movement and would attach to pods in different configurations, so others can ride along. To hover, it uses what's called maglev technology that's currently being used in Tesla's Hyperloop train concept. Car designs had to emphasize electric power, autonomous driving, and connected tech. The Float designer that won the contest spent 2 weeks at Renault in Paris. John, I know you're a car guy. That looks a little frightening to me. How do we direct that appropriately?
I don't know. I'm wondering if you have to build entire new roadways in order to make it work.
You think there has to be a sensor, right?
Well, there'd have to be a sensor, and there'd have to be a magnet underneath it.
That's what I mean, under the roadway to have the... I don't know. We can barely drive regular cars. I don't know if we need to make it more complicated.
It is pretty cool, though. I think we're at the verge of a whole new explosion in technology.
I would think so. We'll be right back.